Hey, welcome back, bums. So, check it out. We just did a video on Bill Souza's Flesh Eater Quartz, but that was pre-book. So, we're gonna go through what a modern Flesh Eater Quartz list, now that the book has dropped, is going to look like. So, say if LVO was like next week, right? And Bill Souza was to go back. What is the most likely list that Bill Souza would bring to that tournament? Well, I know what Bill Souza would probably still bring Flesh Eater Quartz. Now, only he could tell us exactly what he would do, but he's not really here. Now, Bill, if you're watching this, and I'd be super surprised if you ever found this in any reasonable amount of time since me posting this, comment below what you would have done or what you do currently. I mean, or if you're not Bill Souza, tell me what you do. Whatever. So, look at my list. I'm going to pull it up. Actually, my list isn't even on the screen. I'm going to have to just kind of tell you it. Because, again, I don't do editing, and I'm a bum. So, feel free to write anything down as I post it. So I have the new Flesh Eater Quartz list. Now I'm making this list purposely as close to his list as possible. I made a few lists that are good, but I want one that is as ripping off this list as much as possible. Okay, and I think that's where Bill would go if there was a tournament literally in the next couple days. I think it would just be minor changes to fit the updates. Okay. So, let's look. He would still be a Legion's Flesh Eater Quartz. The delusion is, I would keep the same delusion. I don't see too much a reason why I would change that delusion. So, that delusion Crusading Army says, add 1 to run rolls and charge rolls for friendly Flesh Eater Quartz. So it makes your guys even faster, right? So he's got that delusion, plus the flayed pennant, plus the chromatic cogs. But I'm going to go into a little bit about what he's using. So I don't think he's going to have all of that to his disposal, probably not. But another really good one is using the Feast Day. Once per turn, you can use the Feeding Frenzy command ability without a command point being spent. So he could decide to take that delusion instead. That way he can have any one of his guys just attack again without spending command points. Versus making them slightly faster by adding 1 to run and charge rolls. Okay, so he could take that one. Perfectly reasonable to take either one of those. I personally would pick the Feast Day. Abhorrent Ghoul King on Terrorgeist, no changes. He's still going to play that guy. He's going to play Hellish Orator. So basically I'm going to use Blisterkin. Blisterkin gives me plus 2 inches to all my moves. Okay? So I'm going to move here. That way I can get you the actual verbiage. Oh, and you're also playing a Charnel Throne, by the way. I'm going to get into that a little bit later. I'm sure you've seen what that does. So, but Blisterkin, it says add 2 inches to the move characteristic of Blisterkin units. Everybody in this army is going to be Blisterkin. So, do I really need Crusading Army anymore if all my guys are getting 2 more inches? I guess to more charge distance, that's really good. Because I'll be starting with Crypt Ghouls 9 inches away from my opponent. So, I mean, you are still losing 1 on charge, but you get 2 more on move. So, any other time is pretty good. Which includes running, obviously. So, we've got Blisterkin as the Grand Court. We are still going to be in the realm of Gur. Okay, we're still going to use the Griff Feather Charm as one of our artifacts. Obviously, Griff Feather Charm, I mean, you got to watch the last video. You already know what it does. We are still running the Abhorrent Ghoul King on Terrorgeist, the second one. So we still got our 2 Abhorrent Ghoul Kings on Terrorgeist. I've got one with the Hellish Orator, which means on the beginning of your turn. On a 4+, you get a command point. Just because you just want to be able to spam out you want all your guys that can spawn units to spawn units ASAP. Basically, first and second turn, everyone's done. Okay. We still have the Abhorrent Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon. This one is going to have a spell, the Spectral Host. So not only is it going to know all of the Gur spells, not only is it going to know all of the spells in whatever realm that you happen to be in, like all these ones here, right? So it's going to have a huge list. It's going to have a huge-ass spell book. They're all going to know the spell, basically. But his own personal spell from the new Flesh Eater Courts book is Spectral Host. Spectral Host is basically a speed spell, or a mobility spell, I think it would be best to describe it as. Let me pull it up and I can read it to you verbatim. Mount traits, spell lores, and here it is. Spectral Host. Spectral has a cast value of 6. As successfully cast, pick one unit wholly within 12 inches of the caster. Obviously, himself is within 12 inches, duh. That is visible to them. That unit can fly until your next hero phase. It can already fly. If that unit can already fly until your next hero phase, it can run and still charge in the same turn. If the caster is 10 or more, you can do that to 3 different units. So that's really good. You can just go, if you do cast it on 10+, suddenly all 3 of your terror guys can run and charge in that turn. So it's pretty dangerous. Fairly dangerous. I think also on our Terrorgeist, we have given it a mount trait. Improve the Ren characteristic of this mount's melee weapons by 1. So all of his melee weapons, which he's got a few, you're just going to add 1 Ren. So all of it already has Ren. Some of it has -2 Ren. So you're going to just add a bunch of Ren. You're going to have an attack with -3 Ren. That's insane. 4-up saves are literally going to be melted away. They're not going to have anything. And that is going to work in conjunction with a very new unit. That's brand new, the Abhorrent Archregent. And I will bring up his War Scroll. Basically, he has Ferocious Hunger. You cast the spell, and you're going to give plus D3s to all its melee attacks, which it says pick one friendly Flesh Eater Courts unit wholly within 12 and 24 inches. That's visible to them, and roll a D3. Add the roll to the attack's characteristics of melee weapons used by that unit. So it includes the mount. So it's going to do ridiculous amounts of damage. If you get even +1 attack, that's going to be 3 extra attacks, or 4, whatever. A bunch of extra attacks. It's insane. So let's look at the War Scroll of the Abhorrent Ghoul King. He's got a Skeletal Claws, Fanged Maw, all right, as the mount attacks. And if he's fully healed, he's getting 4 Skeletal Claw attacks. He's getting 7 attacks. 7, 8, 9, 11 attacks on average, with the Fanged Maw at -3 rend, Skeletal Claws at -2 rend for D3 damage. It's pretty good. It's just going to do lots of damage. It's going to negate the effects of an opposing Geminids of Olgish. A lot of those people a lot of players use that Endel spell. It's just really, really good. Next up, let's see. The other Abhorrent Ghoul King has the Eye of Heish and the Miasmal Shroud. There is a spell that basically does D3 damage to your opponent, and then you pick one of your guys, and you can heal by the same amount that you did damage of. So, deal damage, gain health. It's pretty good. I mean, why not have it? The Abhorrent Archregent is also going to have the Feast Day. And it basically allows you to feast again. So basically, have another attack, right? It's super good. We still have the Crypt Gas Courtier, so we have no changes to the lineup except we are taking away, except we are adding an Abhorrent Archregent. We're adding one of those. We're just adding one. So we're same. So look at my mouse. Same. Added Abhorrent Archregent. And you're going to see what we cut here in other points. We cut a unit of Crypt Ghouls. We now just have 1 unit of Crypt Ghouls. so it saves us 100 points, and then we gain the other 100 points by cutting the endless spells. Now, I know you were just going, wait, what? So what you could really do is just cut a Ghoul King on Terrorgeist, replace it with an Abhorrent Archregent, and now you have 2 extra points to work with. So you could have 2 Abhorrent Archregents and keep everything the same. So I'm going to recap. The most similar list to this that he would play literally tomorrow, I think, would be Abhorrent Ghoul King on Terrorgeist. It's not the general, though. 2 Abhorrent Archregents. Okay. 1 Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon. 1 Cryptghast Courtier. Okay. Same. 20 Crypt Ghouls. 10 and 10. Ghoul Patrol, Chromatic Cogs, Geminids of Olgish. And you have an extra 200 points. No, you don't have an extra 200 points. You're exactly at 2,000. Because you're playing 2 Archregents. Okay? 2 Archregents. So, you're getting double the summoning power. So, this Majestic Horror that you've lost, because Majestic Horror allowed you to summon 2 units, basically at the same time. You don't need Majestic Horror anymore. It's gone. You didn't have the option to pick it. But, instead, you have 2 Abhorrent Archregents. And, you're having the Throne. So, let's look at the War Scroll of Abhorrent Archregent again. Summon Imperial Guard. You're going to summon 1 Courtier, or 1 unit of up to 3 Knights, or 1 unit of 20 Serfs. Okay? So, you get a pretty good option. You're not just forced to get 1 unit of 3 Knights. Let's look at the... It's also free. Whoops, where is it? In the book, Eternal Throne is free. So my remaining 3 minutes. The Eternal Throne is 3. It's going to give you Inspiring. Your opponent's going to get Sinister if you're within 1 inch of it. Now here is the major effect of the Eternal Throne. Okay, it's all nice and all that you get Inspiring. That's kind of cool. An Abhorrent Archregent that is within 1 inch of this terrain feature can summon Imperial Guard command ability without a command point being spent. In addition, an Abhorrent Ghoul King that is within 1 inch of this terrain feature can use the Summon Men at Arms command ability without a command point being spent. I assume that you can only use this ability once a turn. So basically, your guys take turn. So if you want guys to attack your opponent, that's fine. Then you use your actual command points to summon those guys. But the leaders that you are able to keep back, and just kind of have them chill out in your deployment zone wherever the Eternal Throne is, preferably on a victory point, that one will be able to hang back, use its ability, summon a bazillion dudes. And you summon these guys, I believe, at the end of your movement phase. So that's why I'm saying that the downside to this Eternal Throne, which there isn't one because it's a free model, a free scenery piece you get to take, is that you would have to stay put. That is the only downside. So, but it's okay. You don't have to get maximum value. You can move guys around and have a couple of them stay put, or have one of them stay put, and save some command points. And then use your extra command points. Because remember, when you're at LVO, and maybe other tournaments as well, every different realm, you get to use different command points. So, for example, Soul Force Sacrifice in round 1, you can use this command ability at the end of your hero phase. If you do so, pick a friendly unit within 3 inches of your general, allocate any number of wounds to that unit as you wish. You can heal 1 wound that has been allocated to your general for each wound that you allocate. So, if you damage your own hero, you can start healing other shit. You get what I'm saying? So you have all these extra command points on top of the Inspiring Presence and all those vanilla command points. So that's what I would bring, and so everything stays the same almost. Obviously, you're gonna get the Eternal Throne. You're gonna change Crusading Army to the other one. You're gonna cut a Terrorgeist, and you're gonna have 2 Archregents. You're still using the Chromatic Cods to move fast. Geminids Olgish still there. Same stuff. So guys, I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you have an outstanding day outside in the cardboard box, you bum.